Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about past perfect tense. In your previous class, children, you have studied about present perfect tense. What did you learn there? You learned that present perfect tense tells you about an action that has just happened. You know, and you have your subject, plus you use has, have, plus you use the past participle of the verb. That is the third form of the verb. For example, she has finished her work means she has just finished her work, or he has eaten his lunch, right? So that was present perfect tense. Today we are going to study about past perfect tense. Children, we use past perfect tense for telling about an action that was completed before another action in the past. Like you have these examples. The bus had already left when they reached the bus stop. So, when they reached the bus stop, the bus had already left. So, it tells you about an action that was completed before another action in the past. I had just shut the door when the doorbell rang. They had just entered the home when it began to rain. And we have used had and the past participle form. That is the third form of the verb in past perfect tense. See, children, you use had plus you use past participle. That is the third form of the verb. So when do we use past perfect tense? The past perfect takes place before another past action. Like for example, I noticed that he had left his books behind. So I noticed, that is a past action, and had left will be past perfect. He had left his books behind. So past perfect tense indicates the finished or completed actions of the past. Like here, children, you have subject, then you have had, and then you have the third form of the verb. Okay. For present perfect tense, if you remember, you used subject plus have oblique has plus third form of verb. But in past perfect tense, we have the subject plus had plus third form of verb. That is the past participle form of the verb. Okay. So the players had lost heart before the match finished. So here your subject is players, had and lost is the third form of the verb lose, right? So what does this mean? Children had lost heart means they had already given up that we are going to lose. That is what is called losing heart, giving up, losing all hope. So the players had lost heart before the match finished. But if we have to you make a negative sentence, that is we have to use the word not, then how will we write? We will put subject plus had plus not plus third form of verb. Okay. So the players had not lost heart before the match finished, means they had not given up. But if we have to frame this in a question form, interrogative form, then how do we do it? We use had plus subject plus third form of verb plus whatever the question mark. Okay. So had the players lost heart before the match finished? This is how you will turn it into an interrogative sentence. We will do some examples. The baby had cried before her father came. So the baby is your subject here, had for past perfect tense, and then the third form of the verb cry, that is cried. Had the water boiled when you went to kitchen? Question mark. By the time I returned home, he had already left. When I came home, they had already eaten the meal. He began to run after he had seen the cat. So children, all these sentences are in past perfect tense. Now we will do the book exercises. This is the third exercise, children. The first and second exercises were based on present perfect tense, which you have already done in your previous class. And today we are going to do exercise 3 and 4. So fill in the blanks with the past perfect form of the verbs given in the brackets. So what do you have to do? You have to put had plus third form of verb. Now the verbs are given in brackets. Like the first sentence, the verb is do. So she had done her work. Third form of do will be done. Do, did, done, right? Remember, you have to learn the three forms of verbs, children. They are very important. Otherwise, you will not be able to do these exercises. The second word is submit. So, I had submitted my application. Participate. He had participated in the Commonwealth Games. Read. We had read this chapter. Now, if you remember the word read, it is read, read, read. In all three forms of the verb, the spelling does not change, right? It is read, read, read. The fifth sentence, extinguish. Extinguish means to put off. The firemen had extinguished the fire. Next is guide. The coach had guided his team before the match. Write. Now write, if you see the three forms, it is write, wrote, written. So he had written the answers when the teacher called him. Next is start. The program had not yet started when we arrived. Never eat. She had never eaten so many slices of pizza before. Solve. I knew the answers because I had solved the sums earlier. Children, if you read about the three forms of verbs, you will see that certain verbs remain the same in all the three forms. Some verbs change in the second form, but remain the same in the third form. Like solve, solved, solved. Okay. Some verbs change in all the three forms, like eat, ate, eaten. So you have to remember these little points if you want to do these exercises properly. Some more examples, children. Now this is a mixed exercise. You have some sentences in present perfect and some in past perfect. Okay, so we have to change the tense as directed. In bracket it is given, like the first sentence, I watched the match on television. You have to write it in present perfect tense. So I have watched the match on television. Remember, present perfect means have or has. Next, he decorates the house with balloons and streamers. Past perfect. Past perfect means had plus third form of verb, right? So he had decorated the house with balloons and streamers. Third sentence, you have to, he has gone for mountain climbing. Past perfect. So he had gone for mountain climbing. Fourth, we are painting a portrait. Present perfect. We have painted a portrait. Have because present perfect, and paint, painted, painted. So painted. Third form. Fifth, she was checking the notebooks. Past perfect. She had checked the notebooks. Number 6, the train departed from the platform. Present perfect. The train has departed from the platform. The seventh sentence, the kids cleaned their classroom. Past perfect. The kids had cleaned their classroom. And the last sentence, the principal awarded the winners. In present perfect. The principal has awarded the winners. So children, I hope you have understood how to write sentences in present perfect tense or past perfect tense. Thank you. Stay safe. Stay happy.